Aloha nui kākoa pauloa o Waukeia o Kumu Keli'i. Aloha, this is Kumu Keli'i, and we're here with this new presentation entitled Nahina, which means the moons or months. We're going to be talking about the traditional Hawaiian months. So of course, just like Japan, Hawaii too, when Western culture had came in, we had switched to the Western calendar, in English, January, February, March, April, May, so on and so forth. And in Japanese, it went from the traditional names to just first month, second month, third month, ichigatsu, nigatsu, sangatsu. And now we more into this modern system, Western system. Of course, just like Japan, we had our own calendar, and it was more based upon seasons and the moon, right? Using the moon as a way to keep time. And so that is what our presentation is going to be focused on for today, for this new presentation, which is the traditional Hawaiian months. Yeah, so we're going to be talking a lot about the months, what it means, what is happening in the months in the ancient time. So what is the farmer and fisherman doing at that certain moment within that time period, as well as kind of a horoscope. If you're born in a certain month, you're going to grow up to be what kind of person. Even in Hawaii, we have that type of horoscope astrology. And maybe you've heard of it. Most Hawaiians actually have never heard of this, modern Hawaiian. So we're going to have fun exploring astrology, a little bit of astrology, as well as traditional lifestyles and the seasons of Hawaii. So Nahina, the traditional Hawaiian months. Okay, so what we're going to cover, first we're going to cover terminology, which are just some Hawaiian words, common Hawaiian words that relate to time, like the word for day, the word for year, the word for month. The second part we're going to go over is the Hawaiian seasons. So, in Japan and in Western culture, you have spring, summer, fall, winter. So we're going to go into what's known as the Hawaiian seasons. Okay, third section we're going to do, and this is the main part of our presentation, is the months of a Hawaiian year. Yeah, so the name of the month, as I said in not too long ago. Final, just some conclusion, some thoughts of my own feelings regarding the months. Is it relevant today? Should we even use this information? And whatnot? Is it worth to keep this kind of knowledge within modern day society of Hawaii? Okay, so that is what we're going to cover today over the next hour or so. Okay, and the first thing we're going to go over again is terminology, some words relating to seasons and time. So the first word that we have up is makahiki. Makahiki, you might have heard of this as the end of the year celebration, which it is, but the base of it is year. So when you know that the makahiki season has started, that's when we would say, okay, we count, that's 1 year. And you can measure your life by how many makahiki seasons are there. So it's both related to the season, and makahiki simply meaning year as well. The second word we have is kau. Kau means a period of time or your lifetime. Yeah, my lifetime is a kau. It could mean a season, just one season of the year. It can, and usually when we talk about kau as season, it also means summer, the summertime. Yeah, but it also means season in general. So it's got the general definition of season as well as summer. Okay, next is mahina. Mahina means moon, it means the month, and it also means moonlight. So basically anything related to the moon, right? And if you think of the word month, and even in English, it comes from the word moon, because traditionally you would be counting your days by moon cycle, the lunar cycle. So that's mahina. Malama, this word is very similar to mahina in that it also means month and moon, but it also means light. So this light doesn't necessarily have to be moonlight. It can be any light. This light here, the light of a fire, we say malama. Whereas mahina, specifically moonlight, malama, just a little different. It means light in general. Okay? And then the last word for here is po. Po is the period of 24 hours beginning with nightfall. So traditional Hawaiian calendar system, we didn't count by days, we count by nights. So when the sun sets and it gets dark, then we say, okay, that's night 1, night 2, night 3. So po does mean night, it means darkness, but it's also the way we would count the days. And even now in Hawaiian language, when we say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we literally say po'akahi, po'alua, po'akolu, which means night 1, night 2, night 3. So even in modern Hawaiian language, we're still counting by the nights. Okay, and then when that night passes, then there's the whole day, and then the next night comes, then tomorrow night, then we say, okay, that's another time, that's another day, right? Day in English, but night for Hawaiians. So that's kind of an interesting part, a different thing between Hawaiian culture and other cultures like Westerner culture, which does count by the day. Okay, and then even in Japanese, right, you say getsu yo bi with the hi, it's a day. That's not a Hawaiian thing. Ours is night. Po. And here is on the right, it's just a simple picture of a moon. And so this is one of the big confusions that even Hawaiians have now. They think that we are the name of the day, or we're counting by the moon phase, right? The shape of the moon. Actually, we don't count by the shape of the moon. We're counting by the night. The moon is simply a guide to tell us what night it is. But we're not, the name of that night is not the moon phase. Yeah, it's the name of the night, right? So in a month, you have the first of the month all the way to about 30 days. Each night has its own name. Yeah, and the misconception here is that people think it's the name of the moon cycle, but it's actually the name of the night. Yeah, we won't be covering that over this presentation. We're going to look more broad. We're covering the months and not the days within a month. Okay, so a little bit more broad. We're going to cover the whole year at a glance. Just a few more terminology coming your way. La means day, like the sunlight. It literally means sun, but it also means date. So now in Hawaiian, we do count, we use the day too, right? So when we say the day of the week, Monday to Sunday, we still use the word po, night. But when we're talking about the first day of the month, second day of the month, third day of the month, we use la, which means day or date. Next word, manava. Manava means time, yeah, or to turn. Like the word kau, it also means season. Like the word la, it also means date. It also can mean chronology, right? Kind of like the set time, the study of time. You know, this person was born at this time period and so forth. When you're talking about dates in history, chronology, we use the word manava. It also means a period of time. Maybe when you can say, like the Edo period, we can say manava. Manava Edo or manava Meiji Jidai. So that's the word manava. Simply it just means time. Time, anything related to time. Now the next word, va. Va is very similar to manava, but it's more related to manava in that period of time definition. So in era, in epoch, a time or occasion. Yeah. So say this is the party time. You can use va. Even again, Edo Meiji, you can say va instead of manava. Then the word ao. Ao is also really similar to the term va, and that means a period of time, an age, an epoch, like a time, certain time period, and a cycle of time. And where it differs a little bit, it means that also the passing of time, right? So we say, oh, time is moving so fast. I'm getting old really quickly. The word we would use is ao, right? So it means a certain time period, but it has a sense of the moving of time. So we have 3 words, manava, va, ao, very similar, but the nuance is slightly different. Okay, on the right here, just a picture of the sun rising. So we know that the darkness is going, night is going, sun is rising up. Okay, so that new day is coming and new period, new time, right? So the moon and the sun, crucial in keeping track of our time period. Okay, so that's enough terminology for now. We're going to continue on, and this is the meat of the presentation, the Hawaiian seasons.